Alright, what's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Headshot and thank you for joining us. Today I have a very special treat for you. This is the KP-9 pistol chosen by the patrons over on Shot Team. I really appreciate their input and helping us decide that this was our next gun to get for review. And we've had a couple of range trips now, and I'm going to tell you everything I know about this, what I like, what I don't like, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like, comment, and all of that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. I would like to give a special shout out to a patron, Todd LC. He's been a patron for a long time now, a $75 patron, dude. I really appreciate your support and what you do for the channel here, man. So thank you, and thank you to all who watch and all of that good stuff. You guys are awesome. All right, so this is the KP-9 pistol. This one actually did come with the brace here, and this is based off of the Vityaz SN submachine gun over in Russia. Of course, this one is Americanized, so it's semi-auto only, but it's almost a direct copy, and the Vityaz is an interesting firearm. That one is based off the PP-19 Bison, which is a really cool firearm. And the Russians just make really awesome guns. So that's what this is, pretty much a direct copy of. Again, it's Americanized. So let's start at the front here. You actually have a 1/2x28 threading here with this flash suppressor. It's pretty cool because you actually have a button here that you push in, and that allows you to take the flash suppressor off. It actually has little divots right here, so I'm just pushing that button in, and then you can just thread it back on there, which is pretty cool. This is a direct blowback gun, by the way. No piston or gas driven or anything like that. Direct blowback. Of course, you have your handguard here, polymer handguard. You have your release right here. Although this gun is super tight, so I'm not even going to mess with that. You do have your sight here that you can adjust. Of course, it's not as much adjustment as it would be for like a Mosin or a traditional AK or anything like that. But you do have that elevating adjustment sight right here, which unfortunately we had to use this most of the time. I'm not a big fan of AK style sights, but that's what you get. A little U-notch right here, and then of course your front sight post right there. You actually have a sling attachment here, and again you have this polymer handguard, little bit serrated there, so it makes it holding the gun pretty dang good. You have an attachment here, so this allows you to push your button on the rear, all right, for your side folding brace. You basically pull that around, lift up, hinges and hangs on this piece back here on the brace, and you can see it's a triangular style brace right there, which is pretty dang cool. It came with one 30-round magazine, all right, and you have a paddle style release there, all right, which is pretty neat. You have this rubberized style type of grip here, really wide, feels good in the hand. We'll talk about the trigger after the shooting part of the review, although there's nothing really special about that. Now, I did not get the gun all marred and scratched up. I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression. Basically, what we have here is we have a Weaver style rail. We don't have a traditional style Picatinny rail, which I could tell that just, from looking at it, but I thought most attachments would work just fine. And boy, was I wrong. So, again, this is a part of the learning process, man. It really is. So you can see over here on the right, on the Strybog, you have a standard pick rail, which I'm used to. I bought this Holosun, nothing special, just so I could put it on here, man, and we tried every which way we could get this thing on, and it just would not go. And so eventually, a little bit of research, talking to a friend, and he told me that it is a Weaver style mount, all right, which is not going to work. So I did try this Holosun here just to see if it would work, and it does clamp down fine. Now I just need to get something smaller than that Holosun that will work full time on this firearm. It's not like it's going to take a bunch of searching. I just really need to buy one there. So again, I don't want y'all to get the wrong impression. It did not come like that, but we tried every which way, every which way we could to get that on there. And yeah, the reason it didn't work is because that's the wrong type of mount. So there's that. I could also get another mount, but I actually needed something a little bit more robust for the Strybog anyways. So there's that. Now this is a hinged top cover, so what you want to do is you actually want to move this forward whenever you release the top cover, and this is super easy too, which I actually like that. But it actually hinges and stays right there in place, which is pretty cool. You can see your recoil, guide rod assembly, all of that good stuff right there. So it goes down into place really easily, and there's the top cover. Of course, you have an AK style safety here. All right, so it comes all the way up. It's safe. It's going to block that bolt, and then down. All right, it's going to actually cycle the gun. And this one comes all the way back. It's got a really good feel to it. Solid engagement. So really do like that part of it. So pretty ergonomic, obviously, with the AK setup. We've shot the AK 47 in the past. And, you know, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but not too bad at all. Now, one thing I do want to show you is a comparison to the Strybog, just to give you an idea of where this gun fits. Kind of doing receiver to receiver there, and you can see the KP-9 is just a little bit longer than the Strybog. What's really interesting is if we look at it next to the Copperhead, again, receiver to receiver, look how short the Copperhead actually is compared to this gun, which is pretty dang cool. The Strybog, to me, and the SP5 have been the best, I don't know about the best shooting, but definitely up there as far as size and just the way they feel in the hand. The Copperhead is a little short. It's a little too short for me to call that the most comfortable, but this right here is super comfortable. And we're about to go to the range right now and show you how it did there, man, because this thing is absolutely incredible. So let's head there. Afterwards, we'll talk about pros and cons and show you the trigger and all that good stuff. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Woo! I like that.
Smooth the recoil is. All right, so hopefully y'all enjoyed that, man. This thing is a range, just awesome at the range, man. We had a great time. My son even got in on some of the action with this thing. Let me show you the trigger. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. You have a lot of take up there that leads straight into the pull of the trigger. Reset right there. There's no wall or anything to really stage the trigger off of. No wall to speak of anyways. Reset is kind of clunky. So it's not the best trigger in the world, but again, we kind of showed even right there, even though we weren't shooting at terribly long ranges, that, you know, a good trigger pull and things like that, it can be very important. But on this gun, it was so manageable that I didn't hear a single complaint about the trigger from anybody. on the 2 days that we actually brought this thing out there. So trigger isn't the best, but again, I don't know that it made really that much of a difference. Let's check the trigger weight out here. 6 pounds, 14 ounces. I told you, it was really nothing to write home about. It's way off. Let's try the trigger again. 7 pounds, 8 ounces. Try one more time. 7 pounds, 15 ounces. So under 8 pounds generally is what you're going to get. Again, nothing to write home about, but it seemed to do an amazing job. So let's flip the camera around. Me and Mrs. Techshot will tell you pros and cons as we see it on the KP-9 here. All right, the KP-9. And I got to tell you, man, I am super impressed with the KP-9 and what Kalashnikov has done with this. And it's so cool how they really mirrored it after the Vityaz to a T. And I think that's so cool to have this gun in this configuration. And what I'm really impressed with is the size. It's on the big end of these types of pistols and stuff, but it's almost absolutely perfect as far as the size. So
It's not heavy.
no, what do you like about it? Let's go ahead and do pros and cons.
I like a lot about it, surprisingly. I really like these slide cutouts that they have here. Just something different. I like the sights, believe it or not. They weren't bad at all, and I was really on point with it. It's really light.
Yeah.
The brace was really comfortable. There's absolutely no recoil with this. It
Very
was
minimal
a
anyways.
blast to shoot. I had a really good time with it.
Yeah, being chambered at 9, man. I mean, 9 is such an awesome caliber all the way around anyways. And with a gun like this, it's got some decent weight to it, and it's just right in all the places it needs to be. It's got the right size. The grip feels fantastic. Of course, I'm not a huge fan of the AK style safety because it's just not very intuitive, but I appreciate that it's there, and it's almost a exact copy of the Vityaz. So I would not change that just for that reason. Yeah. Again, you know, I guess you got to kind of think about how this gun is going to be used. And I know in my house, it's not going to be used as my primary self-defense type of gun, although it could be. Yeah, you know, but again, it's more of a dated design because, you know, you don't have pick rails and stuff. Not that I want to hang a million things off of it, because I wouldn't. I don't do that with any of my guns, really. But you know, being able to attach a flashlight and things like that are super important for home defense. So I know it's not going to be used in that role. For me, it's going to be used in a range, like, let's go and have fun type of thing. And for that purpose, and its authenticity to the original, that's what I really appreciate this gun for. I wish it came with another mag. That's one con. You know, all guns should come with 2 mags, especially at this price. I mean, these things are not cheap, you know. The brace did fantastic. This is like almost like the perfect style brace, in my opinion. We have the SB Tactical, or it's like the HK PDW, I think, on the MP5, which makes it look very awesome, or the SP5. But it totally sucks to use.
Yeah.
That thing's horrible. So this is really nice. I like that it's a side folder, and it actually hinges the same way as the Vityaz there. So that is really, really cool. The whole design is great. The hinge cover, this to me is just fantastic, man. You don't have to worry about removing the actual cover. It stays on the gun, and it's super easy to get this thing cleaned up and then pop it back in place. You just want to remember, you take that front sight and move it out of the way so you don't scratch it up like I did. Obviously, them having the Weaver style rail, it threw us off. Yeah. It is what it is. We'll get it Cerakoted. Like I said, I have a patron that's doing a fantastic job on Cerakoting and stuff, and I'll get this over to him and have him redo it for me, because I want this to look presentable, because again, it's going to be an at the range type of thing. It doesn't really bug me. I mean, my guns get scratched and stuff. I don't abuse them, but I also don't treat them like safe queens. Yeah, we use them, right? We do use them.
We use them.
So that's it, man. I think the trigger's decent. It's nothing to write home about, but you've seen from the accuracy we had with this thing, even I was impressed with how well we did with these sights.
It was fun.
Yeah, because you remember with the AK that we did maybe a year or so ago, it has the same type of sights, a longer sight radius, but the same type of sights. And everybody's pretty decent with it, but out to 75 and 100 yards, this type of sight picture, yeah, forget about it, man. Forget about it. So yeah, with the trigger and the entire setup here, I think it's really awesome. I only see one sling attachment. Again, I put this in my own role. Whatever you think about it, you could do a lot with this, and I really like the kind of button release they have here with the flash hider. I think that's really cool. So, all right. So, anything else you want to add there, baby?
No, I think that's it.
All right, cool. So the KP-9 from Kalashnikov USA, I think it's fantastic, man. This thing is absolutely awesome. And we're going to be comparing this one to 4 or 3 others just like it here very soon. So we'll get to working on that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure you comment, subscribe, and all of that good stuff down below. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.